from the J.C. Newman Cigar Studios in the great state of New Hampshire and the Gurkha Cigar Studios in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to the Smokin Tabacco Show with your hosts, Matt Tobacco and Kevin Acuff.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Smokin Tabacco Show. I am Matt Tobacco from SmokinTobacco.com, and I'm finally, once again, joined by my co-host, Mr. Kevin Acuff from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Kevin, welcome back to the show. Your hiatus is over, and thank God, because I was really getting lonely up here, buddy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it wasn't fun, without you here. So, oh, you're muted. Uh-oh, you're muted. There you are.
Am I muted?
There you are.
There we go. Oh, did you mute me? You muted me.
I didn't. I didn't, but it was on the master mixer, so that's weird. But anyway, sorry. Here you are.
I'm back, but he didn't want to talk to me. So.
Wow. How you gonna play me dirty like that?
The
fuck! I pour my heart out, and then you show up and you're gonna throw me under the bus like that. Come on.
That's funny.
You're the one that
You know how it is.
You're the one that left me high and dry.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you're gonna make a jab at me. Come on.
Shit happens. It has been 6 weeks of like one freaking drama after another.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think we've got the shit sorted out, and I think we're good to go and ready to rock and roll. So.
Yeah.
Got to spend last weekend in Colorado with Cigar Peeps, which is really our first venture. Like for Barbara and I, it was our first venture to even go do anything. I mean, we haven't even been jeeping. So it's been nuts. I've had a hiatus from literally everything.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you back. I'm excited. I got a cigar here. We have a guest with us tonight who's very excited to be here. We're excited for him to be here. It's going to be a great time. So, without further ado, let's bring him on. I don't want to make him wait. He's got a lot to talk about. And like I said, Kevin, I'm going to let you kind of try to steer the ship tonight and do more of the chit-chat because you've got to make up for a lot of time here, brother. I had to. You were here.
Dude.
You weren't here 2 weeks ago. I had to sit here with Arnold Serafin and Jose Blanco just going back and forth and like, wow. And, I was all alone. I had no one on I was outnumbered. It was 2 against 1.
Yeah, the professor's kind of a handful in and of himself. So
count him as like 2 people. So it was really like 3 against 1 when you really think about it. I mean, he talks for 2 people. So, I was outgunned. I was outmanned. And,
Did he accuse you of gaining weight?
No, but we did talk about it. I told the story again. I called him out, and then I said, I'll have you know, Jose, I've lost a lot of weight, so you should, watch yourself there. But, he kept calling Arnold fat and talking about food. He talked about Arnold he talked about Arnold talking about food more than Arnold talked about food in itself. So, I don't know. It was a great show. As much as I play along, it was a great show. Make sure you listen to it, download it, watch it, whatever you want to do. Check out that show. That was a really, really awesome show, and I want to thank both of them for being here. That was fantastic. So, and I can't wait to have them back on the show. Also, you missed Bobby Newman, who I know you got to spend some time with last week. So,
Yep.
And Bobby, after having Bobby on the first time, I'm like, I have to have Bobby on again, but I have to make sure I plan it so I have like 2 or 3 hours because Bobby just. An hour and change is just not enough time for Bobby Newman. I mean, he has a lot of information to share, a lot of great stories, and we're going to have him back on soon. I want to make sure you're here for that show, so make sure you don't miss that one.
He is definitely a storyteller. One of the things that he's kind of, the Barbara and I are excited about is, he's invited us to come to El Row and renew our wedding vows in Ybor. So that would actually be super cool to be able to go do that with the Newman family down there. So,
yeah. Well,
but
let's bring our guest on here, and then we can chat with him. I know he's got probably a lot to talk about. So, without further ado, it's the man, the myth, the legend. You guys are probably running. If you're in the industry, you definitely know who he is. You've definitely run into him. You've probably partied with him too.
One of the most dynamic and outgoing person. I mean, like the personality. I mean, I can't even make my hands wide enough to show the personality that this guy has.
This guy, what can I say? I mean, he is a rock star. I mean, this is big. This is big. I don't know if it's as big as the Arnold and Jose going back and forth and some of the shit that they got into. That's pretty hard to top. But he's going to bring a lot of his own heat, and that is Mr. Michael Giannini of Quality Importers Trading Company. And there he is. Michael, welcome to the show.
Michael.
Look at him.
You know what? Oh my God, what an opening. I wish you guys were women. I'd be a happy guy tonight. Wow, what an intro. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, what's going on, gentlemen? Thanks for having me on.
Well, we're just hanging out, smoking some cigars, and, we're going to hang out with you and chat with you and see what you got going on. I mean, I know you came ready.
Got a lot of stuff going on. Thank you again, Matthew, for setting this up. And Kevin, I got to see you in Rocky Mountain for about 15 seconds. As usual, you're just like, right? And so now I get to see you here. But you know what? So 3 o'clock in the morning last night, I'm laying in bed staring at the ceiling, and I'm like, man, do you guys remember Dick Tracy when you could actually, talk on your phone, and then that comes to life? And then COVID comes, and then Zoom is like this big thing, and now we can connect. Like we're a triangle, right?
Right.
Matthew, you're in New Hampshire. I'm in Florida. Kevin, you're in Vegas. Like we have like the perfect Bermuda Triangle going on tonight, and we can all connect all at the same time. It's pretty crazy, huh?
I'll tell you, before COVID, the cigar industry was still kind of John Carney and I talked about this at length when we were starting this whole thing. And, the industry was still very analog. I mean, it was very old school. And COVID came along and it was almost like, you need to catch up with the times now. You can't just be like, no, we're good. You have to catch up with the times. And then all this, kind of really took off. And now, I mean, there's a lot of different shit going on now, and it's crazy. So it's awesome because we can all be here all the time now, which is, man.
It's
like we were
cool.
talking about before the show. Times have changed.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, it was funny. I was in California over COVID, and I was trying to do something out in Nicaragua, and then I got a great appreciation for what you guys do, trying to connect all this stuff. I had a guy miles away in his little shack, actually coordinating this, a producer. I'm in California. I had a person in Nicaragua, and he's somewhere else in Nicaragua actually coordinating this. And it was, I never want to do this again. So tonight when I clicked on the link and I'm like, boom, I'm here. Thank God. So,
nice and easy.
Much appreciation for what you guys do. It ain't easy.
Well, it's not easy what you do either.
Easy.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shows where we've run into our own issues, and it's sometimes it's harder than it looks, but we do our best, and as long as it's easy for the guest, that's all I care about. I want them to be comfortable. That's the biggest thing for me. Then it's the rest of the show. Obviously, what you guys do is a lot too, and there's a lot of appreciation there. I mean, just it's a lot more than what we do. So, and that's why you're here tonight. So, thank you for your time. I know you're a busy guy, and taking the time to come on with us and shoot the shit. Maybe talk about some of the cool new things that Quality Import. I know I got a press release a few hours ago about some Xikar stuff. So I'm sure you'll get into that. But yeah, I mean, you guys are currently your accessory of the year. The Palio Pistola was our 2023 accessory of the year. You guys had a real great time with that lighter last year. That's probably one of my favorite products to come out of the trade show last year. And you guys have really been hitting it. You acquired Stinky Ashtray. I know it was a product that you guys, it was a company, really, a brand. You guys were distributing. You guys have now acquired that brand. You've done a lot with your humidors in Palio and Xikar and just everything really under your umbrella. Just really, the last 2 or 3 years, just I've noticed a real change, and just things are just, I don't know, they're just really taking off, I guess. And you guys have been making a lot of noise and been really busy. You guys have your own cigars now. It just there's so much going on, and I'm sure you'll get into it with us. But
one thing I noticed too at the trade show and talking with Michael there is the attention to detail on what's coming out. I mean, your guys' new climate controlled humidors are like freaking out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those things. I mean, it's like they're crazy. It's like you look at that thing and just. It's almost like you're speechless. You just look at the thing with your mouth open and just imagine what it would look like filled with, wonderful, tasty cigars.
Yeah. I mean, thank you for the compliments. I mean, This is a team effort. I mean, it all starts with our owner, Michael Giordano, and his wife, Marilyn, and our president, Alex Goldman, who's been in the business forever. Jimmy Muto, our designer, who's been coming up with this stuff. I mean, I get to be the little show pony and talk about it and do my fun thing. So it's really team collaboration of what's coming out. Yeah, and we're pushing the needle. I mean, we also, our little company, we're doing a trade show September 7th, which is really a brainchild of our great sales director, Michael Boswell. I hope you're watching, bro. You're not in bed. Only for retailers, but we decided because of the way the year blew out with the front-loaded trade shows, we decided where he had his brainchild of why don't we do a trade show in September? So we are actually putting up tents. We've got food, music. We've got 7 great cigar manufacturers coming with personalities: La Galera, E. Picadillo, Villiger, Gurkha, La Aurora, Espinosa, and Crown Heads. So we've got a bunch of great cigar personalities coming to that. So, we're not only a cigar accessory company, but we also are now putting on trade shows for the industry. So very excited. Again, it's just for retailers. You can find out more information. If you're a retailer, you reach out to me, or you can just see online, and we're posting a lot of stuff about it. So that's part one of what we're doing. So, we got our hands in everything right now, and, we got to push the industry forward, as everybody knows. That's kind of what we're doing. So, working with a great team of people makes it easier to be able to move and have a vision for what we want to get done. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I was talking to Miguel Chadell from Crown Heads about the trade show thing, and he was saying how successful that has been for the few of you that are involved in that. So that's actually really cool to see you guys expand and go out and do that, and kind of thinking outside the box for the industry with, especially with the trade show moving from the summertime. Now you're kind of getting around to regions where people may not have ever even really had the chance to make it to a trade show and getting your products out there. So, I mean, what a great freaking idea that is.
Yeah, no, I give credit to Mike Boswell. I mean, he started the idea. We all rallied around him to get it to come to life. And, we have great support from Alex and Michael Giordano to actually make this thing happen. Our cigar partners were very excited. They jumped on pretty quickly. They're dropping new products, so I'm sure you guys will hear about it. New line extensions, great deals. We're doing the same thing at QI. We're actually going to be dropping some new product as well. Can't tell you what it is quite yet, but I got to see some pictures yesterday. So I'm pretty jacked about what's coming. So I will be the MC for the event. So for any of those great retailers, come out. We're going to have a great time. It is not like a Vegas trade show where you don't get to spend time with people. You will get to spend time with us and all the great people that we have in our organization and all the great people that are on the cigar side. So it's pretty cool. Very excited by that. And we'll also be showing this little fun thing. And I apologize. I am not smoking because if I go outside in my little lanai, I have my air conditioner that just runs crazy. I could smoke in my garage, but I don't think you guys really want to see my garage, so I don't want to smoke in my house. But this is what I would be smoking right now.
It's all good. I mean, I figured as much. I figured that's what you probably smoke.
I mean, I snuck a cigar earlier in the garage before I came on, so at least I'm good for a little bit.
Hey, it counts, right?
Yep, exactly.
It does. It does. Well, let's talk about let's talk about some of our partners here that help make this show happen, and some of the things that we're doing tonight. And that starts with what we're smoking. That's brought to you by the #2guyscigars.com. That's right, the #2 guyscigars.com. Head over there today to look for an amazing selection of cigars, some brands you may know and love, and maybe some that might be new to you. Order some cigars, the ones you know. Try a couple of new things. They got some great new stuff over there. They got some great little brands that are hidden gems, and you should definitely check them out. Also, cigar accessories. I know they carry QI products. They carry a whole range of products. Only at the #2 guyscigars.com. Well, we know Michael's not smoking, but he would be smoking the new conspiracy. I am smoking the LFD Reserva Especial, which is perhaps one of my favorite LFD cigars. Really delicious. I'm going to shout out to Lito Gomez Jr., who I got to hang out with last week while he was in town. He hit me up, and we had a few cigars, and I stole one of these from him. And thank you, Junior, because I love those. Kevin, What are you lighting up with us tonight?
So I am lighting up the Espinosa Warhead 10. Kind of an honor. We just got the invite for Lazona Palooza for this year to go down and hang out with Eric and Hector and Jack and Richie and the rest of the crew down at Espinosa Cigars. So getting ready for that annual pilgrimage. So had to break into this year's release and give that a try.
And they will also be at our trade show, if I didn't mention Espinosa. So.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Very cool. Yeah, those guys have blown up huge.
And well-deserved. Good people. Really good people.
Yeah, they really are. A shout out to those guys and what they've done the last several years, and even what they've done with Knuckle Sandwich. I mean, with Guy Fieri, that's been a very successful project for them, and it seems like it's a good partnership. It's a good fit. So just a huge shout out to them. They've done such an amazing job with that. It's been fun to watch them, and they're making some great cigars, man. I mean, man, they're killing it. They're really killing it.
Yeah, so when you go back to the humble beginnings with Eric and where it all started and where they are now, it's definitely a success story.
Absolutely. Also, in our cutting and lighting, we're once again joined by our friends from ST Dupont. That's right. Shake Up the Legacy, featuring some cool new products. Kevin, I know you have the Fluo lighter, and I have a couple. I don't know if you saw these yet, but I have a couple of some new gems as well. I have a pair of line 2s from the Gradient collection. That's right, featuring the blue and the yellow, red, black, with the black appointments on this one, the standard palladium on the other. Fantastic. The line 2, you know them. Excellent. I mean, they've been a partner with us for a while. We've seen a lot of cool products come from them.
Come on.
I mean, perfect ping.
We have to show the space one.
And these are exclusive to ST Dupont retailers. There's also matching rollerball and fountain pens that go in this collection. Brand new collection. They've had a lot of new products come out. That's what we're always cutting and lighting with here. And ask your local retailer for more information on any of these products. Now, let's get back to Michael, because as much as I could talk about those, it's also a Quality Importers night. Michael is here, so let me get right into it. First and foremost, I want to bring this up. You already kind of showed this off, talked about it a little bit. The cigar. You guys have a cigar now that you've worked on. I don't know, maybe for the people listening, watching at home, maybe you don't know about that, but QI has gotten into the actual cigar game with their first release. Michael, tell us a little bit about that. Kind of, what was the idea of hey, let's actually do a cigar. Where do we get this cigar made? Who's a good fit to do this project with us? All that kind of fun stuff, because it's exciting, and to see you guys kind of step into that foray.
It's so Michael Giordano years ago, I want to say 2015 or so, was in the cigar game, actually selling cigars under a brand called Colt. And at the time, it was, Xikar was acquired in 2018, and the full focus was really accessory business. So Alex Goldman, who's fourth generation tobacconist, he's been in the industry for 40 years. He came to QI, and actually I was in California after a long workout, lifting weights, and I did a 10-mile walk, and I literally walked into my house and collapsed on my couch and just happened to be looking at LinkedIn. I'm like, Alex is at Quality Importers. He's a premium guy. What was he doing there? So I reached out to him, like, bro, what are you doing there? You're back and you're in the game. So we ended up talking that night, and then a couple days later, I started talking to Michael Giordano, who basically told me to get my ass on a plane and fly to Weston, Florida from California, which I proceeded to do. By the time I landed back in LA, I had a position with the company. So first day there, I said to Alex, hey, man, we should do a cigar. Yep. This is about 2.5 years ago. We should do a cigar. So what ended up happening is last year in September, Alex gives me a call. He said, hey, come to my office. And I'm usually in trouble for something because I don't like coloring inside the lines. And he's like, hey, man, we are going to do a cigar line. And guess who we're going to do it with? And I'm like, absolutely, I know. So my old mentor and teacher and friend of a long time, Ernesto Perez Carrillo, I gave him a call and I'm like, hey, myself, Michael Giannini, Alex, Marilyn want to do a cigar brand. Are you interested in doing it with us? He's like, Michael, absolutely. What are you going to do? Like, do you want to know what it is? He's like, nope, I'm in. So that's how it all started. But the genius of it was, what Alex came up with was the way that we would package the cigars. So the project started. We actually got some blends. We met with Ernesto several times, going back and forth with what we really wanted to create with him, which is always fun. It's always a fun project because Ernesto is such a perfectionist that I think he just likes jacking with me and trying to figure out my palate. Like, I'll tell you this story. When I used to work with him at La Gloria in Cayocho, I would always wait for him to come back from the DR, and because he would always have some blends he was working on. So he plopped 3 cigars on my desk one morning, and he's like, "Hey, I'll be back later, and I want you to tell me about each of these cigars." And I'm like, "Ooh, homework." So it was great. This was 9 a.m. So I smoked the first cigar, then I smoked the second one after lunch, and then around 5 o'clock I was smoking the third one. So Ernesto goes, okay, Wim, which one do you like? Well, here, let me tell you. Here, I took notes, so I'm going to tell you exactly. First one was a little mild and, didn't have a lot of flavor. The one after lunch was better. This one smoking right now is really, really good. And you know what he said to me? It's the same cigar.
Wow.
And I'm like, and the point was, same cigar hits you differently throughout what you've done throughout the day. So I had breakfast, right? So this is after breakfast. My second meal, I had lunch. And then later in the day, as your testosterone starts flowing through your body and you're waking up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when everything's fully moving, it just tasted differently. So that's something that always stuck into my head. And this project was kind of like that. So what we wanted to do is, I gave him specifics of what we wanted to create. And it was really simple. I mean, we only made 3 sizes, 2 wrapper colors. We've been around the block. We know we've been very successful in our lives, this group, which is about 200 years worth of experience. Ernie Jr. is also involved in this project. And we knew we wanted to make 3 sizes, 550, 652, 6x60, 2 different wrapper colors, Mexican San Andreas and Ecuadorian Connecticut, just because it's just easy peasy. But the blends are tweaked a little bit differently. We don't really disclose what's inside it, not because we want to be idiots about it, but more about, I learned this from my science background 100 years ago when I was in school. As soon as you observe something, you're gonna change the way you look at it. So for us was, I'm at the point in my life where, it doesn't really matter what's in the blend per se. It matters of how you smoke this cigar. So that's why that story I told you about Ernesto, I had no idea what I was smoking when he popped 3 cigars on my desk. I just know I liked them, right? Different variations of flavor, even though it was the same cigar. So for us, this is the project, right? Let's kind of put something really, really great on the plate that you can taste everything, that just hits your palate, and you're like, this is really a great cigar. It's approachable for everybody. So, this is the conspiracy. Conspiracy came out of, like I said, out of the Cult brand. We thought this was a fun name. So I had a lot of fun with a designer I worked with. We're coming up with all this cool artwork. And then because we're an accessory company, it's like, you know what? We don't need boxes. We got boxes. We got humidors. We got cutters. We got everything. So you can buy these, every time you buy a cigar, you get a piece of swag. So if you buy a single cigar, you're going to get a cigar cutter that's customized. If you buy 10 cigars, you're going to get a little travel humidor, and you're going to get a Palio customized V cutter. If you buy a humidor, which is one of our humidors, we have 3 different designs. You're going to get a humidor, and you're also going to get an XI2 perfect cut, which we launched this at PCA in March. If you can see that.
Cool.
Right?
Maybe the other way. I'll bring it the other way.
Go the other way.
The other way.
Oh. Other way. Hey, there we go.
Right there.
There we go.
There you go.
So everybody knows that. I don't know my other way is right or left. There you go. That's the original, right? And then we actually put it back on it. So, this is a cool design just because you can actually get a perfect cut every time.
Right.
But we actually give this away, which is just a really cool thing. So the craziness of it is because we have our in-house customization in Western Florida, we can design. I literally can go to our graphic designers and just change anything that we want. We can put it on anything that we want. So you can't order a specific humidor or a specific cutter that you like. If we're going to send you what we want to send you when we want to send it. That's part of the conspiracy. Just because we can, the artwork on the bands and the packaging are all going to change at some point as well. So it's just a fun project for us. I mean, like I said, the crew that I mentioned, we've been very successful at what we've done. We know how to launch products, and we're having a lot of fun with this. So, we had it in Rocky Mountain, sold a ton of product for, first time ever really being out in public. People just fell in love with the cigar. We are giving away customized cigar caddies, which you'll probably never see again in black. They were in 10 counts because that's all going to change at some point. So that's the fun of it. So the cigars are phenomenal. The packaging is all going to be all over, all different designs, all different stuff coming out. But that's how that came to life. So we're very, very excited by that.
Yeah, I will say the packaging on those is outstanding. When we walked by the table at Rocky Mountain, it was a really cool display where you have, you had the cigar sitting out there, then you had the cigar caddies and everything with the logos and whatnot sitting next to me. It was a really attractive display and eye catching to draw people in, which is, a lot of it you buy with your eyes, especially if it's a product you haven't seen before. So, definitely job well done on getting something to draw the eyes in and create the interest from that avenue of it.
But can you guys see this too? Thank you, Kevin. Can you see this?
Bring it back a little bit.
Go back towards you and down. There you go.
So see that
the packaging on those is outstanding.
Yeah. See the footband? It says EP Cadillo on it.
Nice.
So we are the only company, because of our relationship, that he allowed us to put his footband on our cigar. So we really wanted to play up Ernesto and his family, deep roots with him, and for us to be able to put a footband with his name on it is thrilling for us. So kudos to the Perez Cadillo family for allowing us to do that.
Well, and that's good for you guys too.
I'm sorry?
That factory is hitting on all cylinders right now. So, that's a great opportunity for you because the product when it comes out of there, it's going to be good. Literally everything that comes out of that factory is outstanding. So,
yeah, he's an amazing. I always call him Thomas Keller, or I call him a gourmet chef. He goes out there and sources the greatest products around the planet, and then just starts cooking in the kitchen and just doing different combinations. But it's funny. My second trip with him in Miami, because I couldn't get out of the States to go down to his factory, we were actually sitting on a couch that I thought was going to be an hour conversation, because I can make decisions pretty quick. It ended up being a 6-hour conversation where we were just smoking stuff, and he'd give me a cigar and be like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Ernesto, really? No, this isn't it." That's the relationship that we have. But I think he was really more just, because he's always loved my palate, and he's like, "Man, all right, this guy knows his stuff." So it was fun to go that tete-a-tete, to go back and forth with that. It was a really fun project. The cool thing about it was, once we finally got the samples that I liked, I actually gave them out to Michael and Alex, Marilyn, and a couple other people in our offices, and I said nothing. Here's your samples. Here's a sheet. Fill this out, a tasting sheet. Fill it out. We're not going to talk to each other. Smoke them wherever you feel comfortable smoking them, and unanimously, we came back with the same 2 blends, which is just something that is pretty cool.
That's literally unheard of when you're doing test blends and samples.
It is.
That never happens.
And there was a third blend that we were kind of fighting about, and we all liked. So there was actually 3 blends. The third one, we decided, okay, all right, let's just go here and here, just because it's just much easier. So that's Conspiracy. Very excited. Started shipping it about 2 weeks ago. We have a third party called City of Palms distributing the cigars for us, just because they are masters of collecting licenses and all the tax stuff that we don't do, because we're an accessory company. So they've been great. And Kevin Dinkins, I'm sure you guys know them, wonderful people as well. So they've been very supportive of our brands and excited. So really blessed project. So it's nice to be back in the cigar game, really showcasing the quality importers, accessories across the board. I mean, at the end of the day, we really want to show consumers, retailers, manufacturers of how you can customize and brand your brand with swag. I've always joked that, when you drop a product, it's like dropping an album and then you go on tour. And I learned in my life, every cigar project I ever dropped, I always had to have cool swag. And it's difficult. Like we were talking about 10 years ago, how we were in analog space, Matthew. It's the same way with the accessory lines. Like I could never find people that had a wide array of stuff that I could actually tap into. Either it was bespoke or I had to just like grab whatever I could find off the shelf. To be a quality importers and have almost like a Willy Wonka factory of stuff that we can play with. I mean, it is. It's really crazy. You guys need to come down here one day and really show you the capabilities of our swag marker and the team there. These guys are amazing at the amount of stuff that we can print and customize and all the cool stuff that we're doing. So for me, it's like, dude, I got cigars, I got swag, I got really cool accessories. We all get to play with them. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
the cool part about that is, well, the cool part about that is too, it all comes from quality importers. So I mean, literally, it's like vertically integrated from the cigars, the swag, and accessories. You have it all, and it's one source, and you control it all. So I mean, that makes that even more unique. So a lot of the places that do, all the other manufacturers and whatnot that do the swag, that have to reach out to you to get their swag and their accessories and whatnot done. You just walk out to the warehouse and say, okay, well, we're going to do this and this and this, and done. This is going to go with our cigars, and thank you and have a nice day. I mean, what a great position to be in.
Yeah.
Especially because we all know how big, on the media side, the retail side, swag and lighters and all that stuff, that's a big part of the industry. People invest a lot. I mean, people will buy cigars just to get the swag. So, I mean, what a cool position to be in.
Yeah. What's neat for us is, I have encouraged manufacturers to steal our ideas when they come to our office. I mean, it's full disclosure. Not only, Alex, myself, Michael Giordano, we actually will sit with the manufacturers and, we see a different side of the business and we encourage them and guide if they need our help or just, throw out our thoughts to actually make their brands better. And with swag. So they rely on us. We rely on them. I always had to compete against people, but right now I don't have to compete with them. I can actually show them, hey, man, steal these ideas that we created with Conspiracy because there's some cool stuff. Because guess what? We're always going to come up with something different and new products to bring out to life. So pretty cool. Hello, everybody out there. I see all the names popping up, but it's too quick for my eyes to catch. So
Arnold Serafine has come back by way of the comments. I don't know. I think Arnold, he's gonna be like a mainstay with this show. I don't know. We'll see. After his debut a few weeks ago, he's man, what a character. I love that guy. Danny Nippers is here. Barbara, of course, is here. Mitchell Santaga's here. Bill Powers is here. Chad's here. They're filing in. They're here. Jason's here. What's up, Jason? The comments are flowing pretty quick here. People are here, man. Thanks for everyone for being here. This is awesome. This is a good night. It's a good show.
Guess what? We're going to give stuff away tonight. I got a lot of stuff to show you guys. Some new stuff. I know, Kevin, you got to see it at TPE and PCA, but I love to show everybody, and maybe we'll be giving some stuff away tonight. Ooh.
That's right.
I've actually even accumulated some of it here, Michael.
Oh,
so
have you, Kevin? Very nice.
So how about that? So.
Well, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's I have to say it's been cool. I've accumulated some of it too. And Joe Grow was with you guys for a brief period last year, the year before. Love Joe, and I remember when he came over, he really introduced me. I mean, I'd known quality importers and stuff like that, but Joe really started to kind of open my eyes to the capabilities like you were talking about, Michael, and and see some of the cool stuff and talk about like, you know, how you guys can do certain things. And it's fascinating. And I didn't realize the potential with some of these projects that you guys have, and just how customizable things are, and how, kind of how easy it is to do. It's been really nice, and especially, you know, with some of the cutters and stuff like that you guys can brand and do stuff with, and designs and patterns, and and we've seen a lot of it too. You know, you guys were part of the Tatuaje Anarchy NFT. You know, I know that there was some cutters that were the one of one, you know, cutters. Those were all Xikar cutters, which is cool. You know, to be able to make stuff like that. They were perfect cuts, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah, and the perfect cuts are cool because, number one, first of all, there's so many different things you can do with them, right? Because you have that solid back, you put something on there, you have more space, right? You can put patterns and designs and logos and stuff like that. But it's also really functional because, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who kind of like that perfect cut. It's easy to cut your cigar, and you don't overcut it, and it cuts just right every time, and it cuts nice and square, nice and clean. Whether you're experienced cutting cigars or maybe you just like the comfortability of it, it really is a great product. You know, I think back to some of the other, like, you know, perfect cutters that are out there, and some of them were maybe a little, how do I want to approach this description? But the few that I came across, I mean, it was nice. The concept was cool, but, you know, the cutter was, you know, didn't last very long. You know, but these, I mean, with a Xikar. You're buying a product you know will last.
You get the Xikar cut with the convenience of the perfect cutter. I mean, and then the more of these that you have, the less you have to worry about screwing up your cigar cut when you just get in there and just go. I mean, I've had one of those since like the pre-releases came out. You know, I know Abe sent me one of the original ones that you guys did, and it's like, I freaking love that thing. I mean, I've used it so much, it's just about already worn out, but I mean, what a great cutter.
It was actually Abe's idea. He said, "Hey guys, why don't you put it back on it?" And we all looked at each other like, that's the dumbest, smartest thing we ever heard of. Dumb on our part that we didn't think of it. Smart that he had different eyes on it. And, you know, it was just great for us to be able to swag and customize this. I keep doing the wrong thing. There we go.
Yes, I mean, it's really cool. It's definitely a billboard for graphics, for advertising, custom graphics, and that kind of thing for sure. And I mean, I never would have even thought of putting it back on the Xikar cutter.
But you know what? I give our team credit because when they heard it, it's like, you know what? We can have these made. Let's do it. What I love about this, I have a convertible here in Florida, and my routine every morning is my top is down. I pull out one of my lighters. I have the Veneto just because I love this. It's okay. Here we go. Got to get my orientation. This will light 152 cigars. So large ring gauge. Think about that. 7.5 boxes plus 2. Right? Yo, you have one. Yes, you do. It's a cigar rest on it. So, but what's neat is I put the foot in my mouth so I can drive, and I just put the cutter, cut my cigar, flip it, torch it, and I'm good to go. And my eyes never leave the front of the windshield. So
that's a great like sales pitch on that whole thing. When you're driving, I mean, how many people, you know, they smoke in the car? I mean, that's I like that, Michael.
It's crazy. Like, you know, I literally will be driving. Like I did this today. I had to go, crazy story. I had to go get my car, you know, of course, to the dealership, and oil change turned into, hey, we got to clean the filters and you need 4 new tires. Cool.
Always the way.
But what's cool about it, I mean, it's always something. But, you know, they were really cool because when they showed me the videos, like they send you videos now, which I thought was really neat. Mm-hmm. And they show you the thread. And I'm like, yeah, and there was a hole. I had a nail in one of the tires. And I'm like, you know what, bro? I need new tires. I agree. So first thing I did when I got there, because I didn't smoke in the rental, I actually popped the top and got on the road and literally did that on 75. And I can see people looking at me like, this guy must be a magician or something, because he's lighting a cigar while he's driving 65 miles an hour. And you just see smoke trailing behind me. For me, it's just fun. It's just fun. You know, check this out. I mean,
when we're on the Jeep, I'm usually like, here. But it's worth it. I'm like, here, Barb, light this for me, please.
Yeah.
I always have to get it all going before, and then I start driving. I don't smoke in the car a lot, but I have.
I smoke. I don't smoke in my house. I smoke in my car just because it's a convertible. And at some point, I figured the ashes need to be into the universe, and I'm putting out positive karma with the cigar ashes and the blends from all around the world that just makes everybody feel better about cigars and the smoke. And it's a really positive thing. Think about that, how crazy that is to put this in the cosmic atmosphere, driving through the streets or the roads in Florida.
It's spiritual almost, it's I don't
You know what though, in South Florida, driving in a car, having a cigar, that should almost be like a requirement.
Requirement and
like cigar USA.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, yeah,
Kevin feels the same way about Cinnabon at the airport.
Yes, Cinnabon should be a TSA required. It should be a TSA rule that you have to have Cinnabon before you can board an airliner. Then everybody would be happy when they get on the airplane. And
right.
I like to eat, so I'm cool with that. It works for me. Oh man, I'm trying to cut back, but still, I like to eat. Now, Michael, one of the things I know that you guys today talked about was the flips, the cutters, that came out today, which actually I think is also going to be our news segment too, in just a beat. But I'll let you. Actually, you know what? Hold off. Let me bring in the news segment, and then I'll let you dive into it and just do it. So let's do two birds with one stone. Our news is brought to you once again by Micallef Cigars. That's right. If you head over to micallefcigars.com today, check out some of the new collections available featuring the black and the blue, with I think more colors on the way. There should be more colors on the way. But check out the black and the blue. The black was rated 91 at SmokinTabacco.com by Kevin Acuff, with the blue soon to follow. Micallef Black, it's a blackout. So, news today from Quality Importers. How about that, right? It's almost as if this was perfectly planned. You guys have announced that the Xikar, the flip dual cutter, will begin shipping soon. Well, actually, some of them. Actually, let me rewind there, Michael, and correct myself. Some of them have begun shipping or are about to ship, and then there's 3 colors that will be shipping in mid-September. Is that correct?
Well, actually, 4 colors. The 5th color is on its way. Yes.
Okay.
5th color is on its way.
These are some cool. These are some cool cutters. They're. I like the concept of it. I'm not a huge V-cut guy myself. Once in a while, when I'm in the mood, and I'll do the V-cut. And it's nice to have that cutter there where you get the best of both worlds. If you mostly straight cut, but then once in a while you want to have the V, you don't have to worry about, well, where's my V cutter? You just have one cutter. You get 2 different styles. It's always there, ready to go. And they're great. And I have to say, the finishes, the colors on them, it really pops. It looks great. And I know you got them right here. So tell us about these and some of the colors you have coming out.
That red is sexy.
Carlos actually posted, Carlos, thank you that you love our flip cutters. So I'm going to show you 2 things. I'm going to show you, this is the original VX2 V cutter. Okay. That's the back of it.
Nice.
You guys can see that? So, and then when I put the flip side by side, it's the same profile.
Oh, no shit. So they're literally the same depth. That's awesome.
But when you flip it, same action, there's the guillotine. So you've got the V-cut on the front, and then when you flip it, you got the guillotine on the back.
Look at that red.
Yeah, look at
that. That is just sexy.
Sexy, right? So Matthew, to your point, one cutter does it all for you.
Next, I was going to say, and actually, I didn't even know. So you guys were also able to keep that same size, that same profile, but add a second cutter to it. Now that's cool.
Impressive. That's impressive as hell. Because I know, like the competition, theirs is substantially larger when they have the straight cut and the V cut. To be able to keep it in the same package, that's huge.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on QVC. Now, you only have 5,000 left. You have 10 minutes. No,
And it's just cool. It's like, guys, if you ever held one of those things in your hand, I mean, it's a perfect fit in the hand with that cutter.
No, so, it really just feels good. I mean, it's the same action, same everything. I've been playing the crap out of it, just playing with it and distracting the hell out of people in my office by just flipping it all day long. But it's just a great little cutter. I mean, kudos to our designer, Jimmy. He looks at this stuff. The fifth color is not out yet. It is coming. We were going to ship them earlier, but we wanted the attention to detail. We wanted to make sure that this project has been in the works for a long time. We wanted to make sure that everything was absolutely perfect, and it is perfect. So that's the kind of time, like, I knew about this a while ago, and we just did not put it out until we got it absolutely perfect. And, cigar guys like me were playing with it. I'm like, you know what? You need to tweak this piece and that piece. So it was really, really cool. So I'm excited. You guys are excited. And Carlos, thank you for mentioning our flip cutters. So these guys are hitting the market. So go out and buy them.
Go get them.
You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I think there's going to have to be one of those find its way into the lounge here. That thing is like beyond cool. It's like I have one of the original V cutters in that red, but to have that's pretty freaking cool.
Well, I think you know a guy that can probably get you some to send him your way. So
yeah, that Michael guy, that Michael guy's pretty cool. So
yeah, I heard that too. Yeah,
I see what you guys are doing there. Danny said, "Michael, I still have my original Humidor Supreme Special Edition Humidor from the mid 2000s, and now I have the Humidor Supreme Aria."
Great humidor. Thank you, Danny. Yeah. It's, I mean, all the great brands that we have, we have Humidor Supreme is what actually Michael Giordano started with. It's a really great story. One of the reasons I came to work with him is because of him and also Marilyn and Alex. We just clicked. You hear his story, $15,000, one humidor after the cigar boom in the 2000s. Everybody told him, like, dude, you're crazy to get into the humidor business. You shouldn't go to the trade show, RTDA back at the day, because you're going to lose your ass. He's like, you know what, bro, I'm going to go anyway, and just acquired brands over time. We still sell the one humidor that he started 24 years ago. Next year will be 25th anniversary. So we've got Humidor Supreme, we've got Cigar Caddy, we've got Palio, we've got, Xikar, which was acquired in 2018. We have Big Easy Tobacco Company, which is every inexpensive and approachable cigar cutters and all the tchotchkes that you would find in that. We even sell pipes, stinky ashtrays. We have our own Palio ashtrays. I mean, we have a full line of products that, one of the reasons I came was, one, because I love the story. I always look at, big fan of Steve Jobs and Wozniak of how they created stuff in their basement. And then, this guy puts together an entire portfolio of products, and 25 years later, we're number one in the cigar accessory business, carrying a one-stop shop of all the great approachable brands. It's pretty cool. And we're not done, and then we had a cigar line, and then we also have a wine line that Michael Giordano started. So, and then we do a trade show. So it's all this really cool stuff, very entrepreneurial situation that I'm involved with that I absolutely adore.
Yeah, it's cool to see you guys almost have the attitude like the sky's the limit. So, what's next, and you're not afraid of a challenge. So that's very, very exciting and encouraging to see from the media side and from the consumer side. That is really you guys out there taking those chances and doing that.
Well, I mean, it's great leadership. It's great vision. You have a great idea. We go with it. I mean, when we were talking about doing a trade show, it's like, okay, what's involved? That's a great idea. Let's go do that. The industry needs something for our retailer partners, for the manufacturers. Let's go forward and do something. And we figured it out. So really looking forward to, so probably about 10 days from now, I'm glad the Labor Day is coming, because we're going to be, thinking about every little nook and cranny of stuff we got to get done, but we're in a good spot. We have a great crew. So very, very excited.
It's funny. I was just thinking about this. I look over in my lounge here, and I'm looking at two of my cabinets here, that house a lot of my cigars, and they're QI humidors. I mean, these are your products, and I've had them for years, and pretty
Me too.
important. They house a lot of cigars, and they work really well. I've taken great care of them, and they're what another great example. When you talk about big cabinets and large humidors, which I think maybe not everybody has. I think that the very frequent cigar smokers and cigar collectors for sure probably venture that route. But especially for what we do, we have a lot of cigars here that we keep tabs on. So we need a lot of space. So we've always relied on those, and yeah, they're here. They are. They're kicking.
Yep,
And
I've got two of their towers that are just packed full.
Me too. That's what it is. I got two towers. They're packed. They're full.
So, I actually have a question for you, Michael, and this actually came from my beautiful wife, Barbara, and she's asking.
Barbara, I saw you for 15 seconds at Rocky Mountain. You disappeared on me. I really wanted to talk to you, not Kevin, but
I don't blame you. I mean, she's much prettier than me, and she's much more fun to talk to. So,
I'm just kidding.
But she is asking, have you guys done anything geared towards the female cigar smoker?
We have. We actually launched a line of women's. We called it the Women's Initiative, where we did some really cool designs. Where we had ladies in our office actually design some really cool stuff. We launched that early part of the year. It did quite well. I love you too, Barbara. And we did, and it did very, very well for us. We did it in a small thing, but it's one of those crazy, like, what do you design for a woman, right? I'd love to have the lady cigar smokers come to us and tell us what they want. When I first was doing cigars, not when I first was doing cigars, years and years and years ago, I want to probably go back 20 years ago when I was at another location. We had this initiative about, hey, we should do women's cigars. So we should do really small, petite, dainty cigars. And I remember meeting a bunch of ladies in Cayocho. It's like 20 of them, and they were all professionals and just a really great group of ladies. And I asked them, like, hey, what kind of cigar would you want? Hey, listen, dude, we want to smoke the cigars you guys are smoking. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to smoke a 6x60 or a 7x52, don't make me a Virginia Slims cigar, because I'm just as powerful as man. I drink, scotch. I eat steak. Like, don't put us in a corner with that. So I never forgot that piece of it. Like, so how do you design stuff for ladies? And what is cool for them that they would really be attracted to? Something a little bit more feminine. Yeah, I don't know what that means because I'm a dude, Barbara. So,
well, see, now you have a female cigar smoker you can reach out to and get opinion on. I know that. Because
like guys, in the fashion industry, most designers for women's clothes are men. I don't know how they do that, but they actually do a really great job. And in the cigar industry, learning that piece of it, like, I'm going to smoke a 6x60, and I'm going to enjoy it. So don't make me a little, petite Corona that I'm going to go smoke. So a bit of a struggle for us. The ladies that actually worked on the project for us came up with some really cool stuff, and then it just started to come into a bigger space, right? And then it also comes down to dollars and cents, right? How much time and effort do you actually go out and create that can you get the breadth of it out there and hit all the female cigar smokers out there to actually get that attention and attraction to it? So
see, I think from your guys' end, I almost think that, like, the accessories wise is where you can capitalize on that, because I know just personally from Barbara's experience, I mean, like you said, she smokes what I smoked. I mean, like, neither one of us like the big rings. We're like a Corona Gorda, Robusto, Lancero fans. We like the smaller ring gauge. Both of us do. But accessories wise, I mean, she likes some of the stuff that's like blingy and jewelry like and that kind of thing. So that's, I think, possibly kind of what she's hinting at.
Oh, look what I have.
We're
right
game.
here.
We're actually game. Yes.
Look at that. I didn't even realize this was on the table.
Oh, the pistola. Yeah.
There it is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I've got one of those here too.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
It's fantastic. I mean, that holds a lot of fuel too, which I think is the biggest selling point too. I remember when Joe first told me, that's like what, like 140 cigars or something like that.
Easy.
Yeah. I was like, I looked at him like, what? I swear to God, like, damn, that's a lot of fuel.
And they always light too. It's like I've actually managed to break one after dropping off a table about 83 times. It finally gave up the ghost, but I mean, that's my fault.
So I used to have my doctor would call me about 5 o'clock in the afternoon and say, "Hey, Michael, you haven't smoked enough cigars today. You need to step it up before you go to bed." So I stopped when we got these because I know that if it takes me a month or longer to fill this up, I know I'm not smoking enough. So this is my little what do you call that thing? My sand thing that it's like, oh, dude. So if you can see here, I probably got another box and a half in me before I need to fill this up. So I'm behind.
That's like those
My quota for the month of August.
It's like those water bottles that people have now, where it keeps track of how much water, so you know, like, oh, you got to drink more water today. It's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I swear this Veneto, it holds like a whole freaking can of butane just about.
I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, that's what I love about it. Yeah. Danny, you're right. Yes. Thank you. Belkis, can't wait to have Belkis at our event. Very cool.
Yeah, she's been all over the place. I mean, she's really. Sorry, I dropped something in the ashtray and now there's stuff everywhere now. What a rookie move! What a rookie move! Yeah, she's been hitting the events hard and she's out there and doing her thing, and I give her a lot of props. She makes it look easy, but I know she hustles hard. So
yeah, she does.
We got to get her on the show.
She's a lady, and Crown Heads is really lucky to have her there, and we're lucky to have her come to our QY festival. So we're very excited by that. Thank you, Danny. Hey, I want to show you guys this. I mean, this is the XI80. Just wanted to show you. Listen, I feel like I'm on QVC, but I just want to show all the crew out there that they haven't seen it yet.
Hey, that's why we're here.
Check this out.
That thing is massive.
So this is the XI80. And then we did a perfect cut with this as well.
Oh, wow. Did you really?
Yeah.
I did not. I did not know that. That's actually pretty freaking cool.
Wow.
So for Tommy Lacuza that does, Asylum and all that, they actually have done some really cool stuff. EP Cadillo's done some cool stuff with this for the inch. I mean, these are just really cool. I mean, so much branding you're able to get on this. I have not smoked an 80 ring gauge, but I can't wait because I just want to use both of these cutters to do that.
Do me a favor, Michael. Hold your hand up to the camera and hold that kind of in the palm of your hand so people can get an appreciation for how big that freaking cutter is. I mean, cutter is massive.
Massive.
Either
it's I remember you showed me that at PCA, and I was like, holy shit, this thing is actually, I mean, it's like you're holding a significant piece of hardware in your hand when you hold that thing. It makes you feel manly.
That's a massive cutter. It really is. I mean, but you know what? In this day and age, you need that cutter because there's just so many more larger ring gauge cigars coming out that, people are like, hey, well, do I have a cutter for this? And yeah, I mean, you can get by with some of the other ones, but I mean, to have something that's made for it, I mean, that's, if you're a big ring gauge smoker, 70 plus, you got to have that cutter. I mean, that's something to have.
Yeah, and these aren't really expensive either, so you're not going to break the bank.
And it amazes me the popularity of those big ring cigars too. I mean, like a couple of the B&Ms here, 70 ring, like that's the number one SKU. People buy a 70 and hit the strip, and you've got a 3-hour smoke while you're walking around checking out all the casinos. So,
hey, if you got the time, right, go for it. But I'm impressed by guys that blend those because it's really hard to blend a lot of flavor in a big cigar like that, and actually have the rollers that have the talent to be able to do that correctly. Yeah,
to make it perform. Not only to get the flavor, but to get it to keep it burning.
That's one of the hardest things, the amount of tobacco that you need to actually be able to roll that. And you guys have been to the factory, so you see a lot of cigar rollers, and their hands are very tiny and they're so nimble that they're able to do that. It's
That's very
cool.
true.
It's one
Yeah.
of the hardest things for me that I was doing larger ring gauges back in the day, and I'm like, man, this is probably really hard because you got to pack in so much tobacco that you can overpack it where there's not enough flavor into it, and you're just blowing air rather than flavor. And then, it's, same thing when you're smoking a cigar, just trying to keep that sustainability of that flavor. Because, like you said, Kevin, I mean, 3 hours, funniest thing is when you drink like one or two scotches or three scotches or four scotches, it doesn't really matter what the fifth scotch is, right? You can't really taste it at that point.
Exactly.
That's true. That's a very good point.
So to be able to have your palate to stay up to what you're smoking is really difficult to do.
It's interesting to me too, from a manufacturing side, that the smallest ring gauge, like a Lancero or a Corona, and the Gordo or the 70 or the 80 ring gauge, the opposite ends of the spectrum are the two hardest to roll and to get right. They're the easiest to have a miss on. They're the easiest to not taste right. So it's really cool when somebody nails those, like when somebody nails a Lancero or when somebody nails like a 770 or an 880 and it tastes like it's supposed to. That's a big step.
Yeah. Says a lot about the factory, says a lot about the tobacco, and it says a lot about the rollers, which is super critical. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Barb says that big cutter would be harder to lose in her purse.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
That would take up half her purse.
Well, Michael, I know you had some things you wanted to give away, so why don't you show us what you have?
You know what? If I can show you again, welcome to QVC. Whoa, what did I just do here?
Gracie's here. What's up, Gracie? How are you?
All right, here we go. So we launched a year ago 3 really cool lighters under our Palio line. Jeez, okay, I got to get this right.
There you go. There's one.
You go.
Right there. That one's in the middle.
So
we got the red one.
Antares under our Palio Pro, and this is a triple jet. 5 different colors.
Mm.
Then we have a double jet, which is our Antares.
There you go.
And this is one I've been using, so I apologize, I'm out of fuel. And this one is kind of fun. This is our Scorpius, which has a bullet cutter in it and a little draw poker. So if you want to nub the cigar, you can actually use this piece, and it's a single jet. So it's got all the toys and whips. Can you see that? There we go.
Oh, wow, cool. That's a great jet on that thing.
Yeah, and for a single flame. So this is great for touch-ups, and, I know a lot of people like this because you can really get precise with it. So, I mean, $29.99, $44.99, $59.99, $49.99 suggested retails. This is what I would love to give away tonight.
Absolutely.
So very simple. I'll let you guys decide the rules, but I'm not going to give one away. I may give a few away if the questions are really great. And as a panel, I guess we get to vote on this, right?
This is true.
What do you think?
So I already have the first question.
Go right ahead.
So what are the 2 wrappers and the factory for the convictions for the new cigars?
Great question.
That was actually what I was going to go with too, Kevin. Nice.
Well, see, you let me talk, so.
I'd let you be in charge tonight. You know what I'm saying? I let you be in charge tonight. See, look at that. It was a great decision.
Hey, great minds think alike.
That's right. Now, is that going to be one question, or are we splitting that in 2? Is one going to be the factory?
That's one question. You have to get all 3. I mean, we're giving away a lighter. So
yeah.
You have to get all 3 right.
I think I know what my next question is going to be. It's to keep people, to see who has been paying attention. This is what's nice. So comment along. Let's see who's here. We got a lot of people here. So You know what it is? Everyone's Googling right now. Oh, Chad's the first one. Let's see. Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper. The other using a Mexican San Andreas. Okay, but Chad, what factory? You get the wrapper sound. What's the factory, Chad? Come on. You're almost there, buddy. We need the, was it Jeopardy? That's got the, We're waiting for everyone to Google it so they can come back and comment.
And Chad's usually really, Chad's a good friend of mine, so he's actually really good with the trivia, so.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a few other times when we've done stuff like this, and he's got answers, like, pretty quickly. He's pretty good. He's on top of his shit. I got to give it to him.
He's also probably like the luckiest cigar smoker on the planet. Like if there's like some kind of obscure giveaway raffle or whatnot, usually Chad wins.
Yeah, but this is why he's the first guy to get it because he already knows the information. He pays attention. You got to pay attention. Chad. Still waiting, Chad. Wow. I can't believe it's taken him this long.
I'm giving you hints, bro.
Come on, man. Chad,
maybe he lost his interwebs.
Ah, there it is. Casa Carrillo. There it is. Well,
there you go.
Chad's the first one.
All right, so do they get in contact with you, Matthew and Kevin?
Yeah, Chad, reach out to us, and we'll send it over to Michael so that he can get it.
Yeah, Chad, just shoot me a text. You got my number. Just shoot me a text, and we'll get you your prize.
I didn't realize there was a second part. Oh, maybe he wasn't paying attention.
All right, there you go.
It's all good, Chad. It's all good. It's all good, brother.
Hey, he got it.
He got it. You got it. Danny's coming in. Connecticut and San Andreas. But again, he missed the second part. You got to see, Kevin. I don't know. I feel like that was a little too confusing for people. They missed on the second part. I don't know.
You know what though? Chad actually nailed it because I mean, he not only did he get Connecticut, he got the country right.
He did.
So he took that just that little bit extra step.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. The next question that I was gonna roll with was who was the one to come up with the idea for the perfect cutters that Michael talked about earlier in the show? It was a retailer, and Michael said, "Oh, wow, what a dumb." Smart idea. Dumb that we didn't think of it. Smart that he did.
You know, it's funny. It's so simple that I never would have thought of it.
Dan Newman, Abe D, big honest Abe. Yeah. Wow,
big delicious,
big delicious. Wow.
All right, Dan. Congratulations.
Ooh. Chad almost had it too. He came right in after Dan. Wow. Yes, everyone knew this one. This one was easy. Abe DeBobna. That was an easy question. I don't know, but Dan got it first, so there's two. There's two right there. Now we need a third. Who's got the third question? Kevin, I know you got another one in there.
Okay. Michael talked about it early in the show. How long has Michael been in the industry?
Ooh. I don't think I did, Kevin.
You did. You mentioned it right at the beginning. You've been in the industry X amount of years.
Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one.
And just take into consideration, I'm not that old.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? That might give it away. I don't know.
It will give it away.
All right. Tony's got 20 years.
That was the number that he said.
Wow. All right. Tony's got it. 20 years in the business.
No.
No?
That was longer?
Much longer.
Chad's got 18, so Danny's got 25.
You said 20, so I was wrong.
Danny's got 25.
Go higher, guys.
Wow.
That's why I'm going to give my age away.
Uh-oh. Gracie says 19. So it's more than 25 if you're listening along. It's more than 25.
Much more than 25.
Chad's got 33.
Nope.
Wow. Okay. Jason's got 35.
Getting closer.
Oh, wow. I kind of want to say, all right, Chad's got 43.
One less.
Oh!
Chad, what's going on, bro? You're a good guesser. 42 years I've been doing
42 years. Tony's got it. 42 years for Tony Teller Jr.
I totally missed that. I thought you had said 20, but wow.
For some reason, I thought it was 25 as well. I don't know why I thought that's what it was.
You're seriously old enough to be in the industry 42 years?
Yeah, that's why every time I say that, I'm like,
Don't
oh
make
my
him feel
God.
old, Kevin.
Oh
Come
my
on.
God.
Well,
You
no,
know,
he looks younger than me.
He does.
I mean, my path in life was I was going to get a PhD in psychology, and I actually was a chef by the time I was 18 years old. Um, and my parents made me go to school because I'm first generation Italian American, and that was most important to get an education. So, I got into psychology, started teaching, and one day I'm like, you know what, bro, you're going to be a great psychologist. So you need to do two things. One, you need to get a tweed jacket, and secondly, you need to start smoking a pipe. And first one was easy. The second one is I walked into a smoke shop at 20 years old, and for 3 straight months on a Friday at 5 o'clock, I was in there. This young guy had bought this shop, and he's like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Man, I teach during the day. I'm working on my master's at night, and I cook on the weekends." He's like, "I need a guy to blend pipe tobacco," and I'm like, "I'm in, but I can only give you 2 nights a week." And that's when my life started. And pretty much have done everything in that. And the next thing you know, I wake up and I'm like, 42 years? Wow. It's like a blink. But
That's
it's
crazy
been fun.
that the journey industry literally started from pipe smoking. That's
Literally
nuts.
from pipe smoking. I have a collection of about 150 pipes. I still smoke a pipe occasionally, mostly in the wintertime when it's cold, because that's when we're really attracted to it. And what's nice about it is it gives you a whole different nuance of flavors and opens up a little bit more different places on your palate to actually taste different things. And the tobaccos that you can blend and taste that are very unique. There's some great pipe tobaccos out there that completely different than cigar smoking, and I really enjoy it. So, yeah.
I remember the aromatics as a kid when my dad used to smoke a pipe. I can remember those aromas and whatnot.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Yeah, I got to a place where I was smoking a lot of English blends with clear rooms. Um, Great way to get privacy. I mean, they're very, latitude, Perique intense, if you know what those tobaccos are. And they just have, it's like drinking a really oaky scotch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really got to be like a connoisseur of it. And the flavors are great, but the aroma is not so great for everybody else. I remember smoking my pipe in a mall. That's where our shop was. And when you could do that with open doors, you could smoke cigars and pipes and cigarettes and all that. And I would light up this pipe, and people thought the mall was on fire. That's what
What the hell is that?
Now that's showing your age right there.
Yeah. Pretty
Being able to
crazy.
smoke with pipes inside. Yeah.
That's crazy, Michael. I would have sworn that you were younger than me. And
I am.
That's
I am.
nuts.
In dog years, I am. Yes.
It looks better than you, Kevin. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not going to argue that either.
Oh, you guys are kind.
And we're not just blowing smoke, Michael. I mean, come on.
Thank you. You guys
Kevin's
are
all
kind.
Kevin's all white. You still got the dark hair. You could have fooled me.
Well, Matthew, I didn't turn white until I had to deal with you on a regular basis. So.
That's probably true. I'm gonna give you that one. That one's fair. I'm gonna give you that one. One last thing before we go, because we are running out of time.
Are we running? Okay, I want to show you one more thing. And next time when we get to do this, I'd love to have Michael Giordano on.
Absolutely.
And I'd love to just show you something else that we're doing, or he's been doing for a period of time.
A little bit to your right.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Look at that.
Working on some wine.
Is that a Derringer?
Wine brands. It's called La Pistolina. We also have, check this out, a Prosecco.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So Michael started this brand during COVID. I'll let him tell that story. But we have 2016, a 2021, a 2022 vintage just came out, and then Prosecco as well. So something I've been able, as I travel around the country, I've been able to sell wine, cigars, and accessories all at the same time. So again, it kind of tells you a little bit about what we're doing at Quality Importers. Like, hey, he wanted to create a wine brand, went to Napa, took care of that. He's got product coming from Italy as well. I mean, just amazing, wines. I'm not a huge drinker, but when I tried these, being Italian, and again, didn't know, didn't care, just tasted it. I'm like, man, this is really good. like all the grape varietals and all that kind of stuff. Like you can't really tell me that. You tell me about tobacco, yes, I will know what that is. But to be able to blind taste these wines across the board was pretty phenomenal. So that's the other piece that we do a lot, Pistolina wine.
Giannini asked if that was a cab.
Yes, we do have a Cabernet, which is the 2022 vintage that just dropped. So those are available on lapistolina.com. If anybody want to check out the information on there, and you can actually buy it as well. So
I was just going to ask if you have distribution or if it is sole sourced from the winery.
So we have distribution, in South Florida, we have quite a few spots that are carrying it, wine, restaurants and some cigar bars. I actually have placed it as well in certain locations. So we're focusing right now on Florida, but you can go on to lapistolina.com and they will ship you the wine across the country. And it's not that expensive. But when you try it, you're like, all right, that's pretty cool.
We're definitely going to have to try that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to check that out. I will head there after the show as well, Danny. One of the last things that I wanted to bring up before we ran out of time is what I think is something that everyone should have. And this is a Xikar product. And Mitchell brought this up earlier, and I realized I had it with me. The Xikar, the bleed tool with the little screwdriver on the end. I mean, this thing, let me tell you something. First of all, if you're an experienced cigar smoker and you get a lot of lighters and stuff, you should be bleeding your lighters as you fill them. It's good practice, fill them right. If you don't know that, now you know. And nothing works better than one of these. I mean, especially if you want to protect the fuel nozzle on your lighters without, just jamming random stuff in there. I mean, this is designed perfectly for that. To sit right on top. It allows the gas to escape. And I believe these are like $19.99, Michael?
Yes, very inexpensive.
Very inexpensive, and it's something I keep one in all my travel humidors as I travel around the country. They're great to have. You have the little screwdriver tip at the top. Sometimes with certain lighters, you got to tighten little screws, or you got to fix something, or you want to clean something out. But then, you have the bleed tool on there, which I think is the most important part. These are fantastic. If you don't have one of these, you should definitely check it out. Like Michael said, it's inexpensive, but it's a great tool to have.
I just grabbed another one when I was in Colorado because I lost the screwdriver tip out of the original one that I had. So it's like we were at Smokin Cave in Colorado.
Yep.
And just hanging out, and I looked over and like, ooh, I need to grab one of those while I'm here. So I grabbed another one before we left. So it's a great tool.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I mean, like I said, I keep one in all my travel humidors. It's nice to have with you, especially when you're on the go and you're doing stuff. You can kind of get what you need to do and on the fly. It's awesome. And you know what? Like I said, it's great. It's a great way to properly bleed your lighter.
And the Phillips bit will fit eyeglasses too. If you have sunglasses or eyeglasses or whatever that need a little tweak on the set screw for the earpiece, the screwdriver works. So it's a multi-use tool.
It's got a straight blade and a Phillips, so it's nice. It's a nice little combo. But yeah, that's a nice little tool. But hey, we are running out of time, so we are going to end the show there. Michael, thank you for being here tonight. This was awesome. We talked about a lot of products, a lot of cool stuff. I hope that everyone listening and watching along learned a thing or two and maybe found some new stuff that they're going to check out and buy. It sounds like from the comments there definitely is. So thank you for being here and sharing your wares with us.
And thank you, gentlemen, for your time. It's great talking to you, and keep smoking and keep using Quality Importers products.
And guys, for the ones that won, the three people that won the lighters, make sure we have your info so we can get that to Michael and we can get your prizes sent out to you.
Yeah, just send me a message after the show with your info. I'll get it over to Michael, and he'll send those out to you. But that's going to be our show this week, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on Saturday night with the Spare Notes series with Kevin and Coop. Take care, everybody.